I decided to start the lesson with a gallery. These were pictures of modes of transport, but unusual modes of transport, because I wanted them to be engaged in the topic. I wanted them to think about, rickshaws. I'm sure it's not something that they're familiar with as such. So I wanted them to think about different modes of transport around the world, and just kind of have a gallery to start with so that it engaged them in the lesson and the topic. I thought that the reading might be challenging for students because some of the texts in the coursebook are a little lengthy, but I really enjoyed the way that the coursebook itself, the tasks are separated into paragraphs. So for example, task 1, the gist task, was focused only on the first paragraph, the introduction. The detailed task was 2 and 3, and then the final task was focused only on 4. So that helped the students because they were able to break the task down into smaller chunks and just focus on smaller areas, which is one of the reasons why I chose that text. I really enjoy using this particular coursebook because of its sort of worldview, I think. And within my class, I like to look at the tasks themselves and think about how can I actually liven this up, how can I take it away from the page. I think sometimes it's necessary to use the tasks on the page to really focus students on what they have to do. But I tried, for example, to lift out the introduction and particularly the gist task by eliciting the words that I wanted them to focus on through the pictures themselves. So for example, we had highly populated, we had polluted. These were all words within the gist task, but I wanted to make it more engaging. I didn't want them just to be focused task after task on the page. It was similar with the critical thinking task. I decided to put those quotes in speech bubbles just to make it more engaging for students. They weren't constantly sort of focused in on the coursebook page. So this is something that I always try to do. I look at each task individually and think, how can I lift it off the page to make it more engaging and interactive for students? I think the coursebook is as the teacher should be, a facilitator. So we're using the text, but as teachers we have that responsibility to actually engage the students and liven it up, make sure that they are fully participating in the task, but not sort of following it methodically, as it were. I particularly felt that it was necessary, especially for lower levels, this pre-intermediate class, to scaffold the debate really carefully. So I decided to move students around so that they were sort of mixed abilities within their groups. And so they brainstormed together the for and against. And I did that because I felt it was necessary to have that planning time to decide on their ideas together. It's not an individual task, that's definitely a group task. I gave them that planning time, and after I gave them their roles and I moved them around to a bigger circle, I also gave them some thinking time about their roles and what they wanted to say. It's very important for lower levels with this kind of role play or debate to break it down and scaffold the task carefully. I monitored while the students were within their discussion, and I wrote down some of their sentences, some of their mispronunciations. And it's important after that to feedback on the task, just get some general ideas about how they felt the debate went or what are their personal views. And then we focused a little bit on the error correction. It's very important to use that opportunity to monitor unobtrusively and get some of their errors, some of their good sentences as well, just so that they can start to analyze their own language at the end.